Welcome to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul. I'm Max Soul.
And I'm Mello Soul of Soul of the New Vibe, bringing you another deep dive into the architects of sound, the storytellers of soul.
Yep, today we are celebrating an artist who, well, he wasn't just a phenomenal songwriter or performer, but a true pioneer in every sense of the word. You know, Mello, this man demanded control over his art and used his platform to reflect the times with unparalleled clarity. We are talking about the incomparable Curtis Mayfield.
That's right, Max. Curtis Mayfield was a DIY legend, and for those of you who don't know, DIY stands for do it yourself.
Oh, like we're not smart enough to know that ourselves, right?
Right. He was a cultural narrator who crafted music that was both intensely personal and universally resonant.
No doubt.
Yeah, our journey today will highlight how his groundbreaking work laid the foundation for the current crop of soul artists following the path of great soul artists of the past.
And hopefully intermingling with the paths of the new soul people in this generation, which hopefully, yes, exactly, like us. Ooh.
Exactly.
We'll explore how he founded Curtom Records to empower black artists. We'll dissect his groundbreaking cinematic soul aesthetic, which was unreal, and trace his enduring legacy on today's independent music scene. So get ready, because this is the story of a true iconoclast, right, Mello?
I love that word.
I do too. And we'll get into his amazing journey when we come back.
Welcome back to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul. To understand Curtis Mayfield's genius, we first have to talk about Curtom Records.
Oh, absolutely. In the late 1960s, despite the success of black artists, right, real control over their music from production to marketing to publishing, it largely remained in the hands of major labels and white executives. Big thought there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who would ever have begun to think that? Anyway, Curtis saw this imbalance and decided he had to change it. I mean, he was not having it.
Mm-hmm.
In 1968, he founded Curtum Records. This wasn't just a vanity project. It was a revolutionary act.
It truly was. Curtom Records became a bastion of artistic freedom and empowerment. Mayfield believed that artists should own their own masters, control their image, and benefit directly from their creative output.
We see that link everywhere, don't we, with these artists?
Yeah. He wasn't just doing this for himself. He brought other talented black artists like the Impressions after his departure, and artists like Donny Hathaway to the label, and of course my favorite, Linda Clifford, to the label, giving them the same unprecedented level of control. This was about self-determination in an industry that often dictated terms.
I mean, often is too polite a word if you ask
Pretty
me.
much always.
And pretty much always.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it shifted the paradigm, and Curtum wasn't just a label. It was a model for independence. And it proved that black artists could successfully build and operate their own businesses. I love this string that we get with this. Like all these people back there that really understood that their road was the road that you had to hoe if you believed in yourself. And if you didn't believe yourself, they were going to make you do anything they wanted instead of what you wanted, right? But they could be successful and operate their own businesses while retaining artistic integrity. Well, there's the grail right there. And the spirit of ownership and autonomy, yeah, it echoes through the industry right till today.
And the music that came out of Curtom was just as groundbreaking, largely due to Curtis's unique sonic fingerprint. Coming up after the break, we'll dive into that distinctive sound, especially his iconic work on the Superfly soundtrack. Don't go anywhere.
Superfly.
Okay.
Going to make your fortune by and by. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul. We're celebrating Curtis Mayfield today, and after discussing his pioneering work as a label owner, well, let's talk about the sound that defined him. His absolutely iconic style, right, Mello?
Yeah, right. Curtis Mayfield was a master of combining profound, socially conscious lyrics with an incredibly lush and dynamic musical backdrop. He wasn't afraid to tackle complex themes like poverty, racial injustice, drug abuse, and urban struggle in his songwriting.
While not losing any musicality.
Right, exactly. But he wrapped these powerful messages in these arrangements that were pure sonic beauty.
Yeah, they made a difference. They were unbelievable to listen to.
Yeah, think of the intricate string arrangements and the sophisticated horn sections and that signature liquid wah-wah guitar that it created a uniquely, truly unique, immersive experience.
Oh, definitely. And nowhere is this more evident than on his soundtrack work, particularly the legendary Superfly album. And that didn't just accompany a film, it was the film musically. He created this cinematic soul aesthetic where every instrument, every vocal nuance, I love this, painted a vivid picture. This is what it's all about. That wah-driven guitar wasn't just a solo, it was character. The orchestration wasn't just background. It was the atmosphere of the urban landscape he was narrating. He was showing the world how you can set it to music, set a new standard for film scores that proved a soundtrack could be a standalone masterpiece, which is where we are at today.
Yeah, and the same could be said for his work on the Claudine soundtrack and the Sparkle soundtrack.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because those songs, even though Gladys was singing the songs, it was Curtis who wrote those songs that really just illustrated the story in the Claudine soundtrack, and the same thing with the Sparkle soundtrack.
Yeah, definitely. You think about the fact that using Gladys and her voice really impacted the beauty of the composition.
Right. Yeah, and Gladys has that storytelling ability in her delivery that just like she's narrating the story itself.
Oh, without
and
a
same
doubt.
thing with Aretha's Sparkle soundtrack. So he's just really brilliant at bringing that out of a film. Like he can just sort of retell the story musically. It was a complete sensory experience. He blurred the lines between funk, soul, R&B, and even touches of gospel,
Really?
all while delivering a powerful
So
social
cool.
commentary. And his music made you think, it made you feel, and it made you move.
Oh, yes. And that influence, that blend of artistry and independence, it continues to shape music today. It really does continue to shape music today because we live off that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, coming up after this short break, we're going to talk about his lasting industry legacy and how he inspired a new generation of artists. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul. We talked about Curtis Mayfield's business acumen with Curtum and his unparalleled sonic genius. Now let's connect the dots to his profound industry legacy.
Shall we, Mello?
We shall.
Okay, Curtis Mayfield essentially wrote the blueprint for the artist as an independent entity, a hero for us all, right? He wasn't just a singer-songwriter. He was a producer, an arranger, a label head, and a cultural commentator all rolled into one, which today is what we call an influencer,
yes.
right? But this holistic approach to his career, right? This holistic approach to his career, demanding creative and financial control, pioneered what we now see echoed by countless indie artists and producers, including ourselves. He showed that you don't need to be subservient to a major label to create groundbreaking, impactful work.
That's true. And just think about modern music architects like Questlove from The Roots, a drummer, producer, band leader, cultural critic, and author who maintains a fiercely independent artistic vision. Or another good example would be Raphael Saadiq.
Who is an amazingly talented singer and producer.
And not only does he craft incredible music as a solo artist, but he also produces for a wide range of other artists, always with an ear for classic soul, but with a modern twist.
Sound familiar, don't it?
It really sounds
Yes,
very
it does.
familiar.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Tyler, the creator, who embodies that complete artistic freedom, controlling every aspect of his albums, from the music and lyrics to the visuals and branding.
And branding today is everything.
As we're finding out. Very currently, we're finding that out.
Truly.
And these artists and many more walk through doors that Curtis Mayfield helped to open.
Yes, he certainly did. And his courage to challenge the establishment and forge his own path was not just about personal success, right? He was about empowering the entire artistic community. He proved that creativity and commerce don't have to be mutually exclusive, and that authentic expression can lead to an unbelievably profound effect.
That's right, a true trailblazer. And coming up after this last quick break, we'll wrap up our discussion on the enduring, powerful legacy of Curtis Mayfield.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, we are back for our final segment on Max and Mello's Architects of Soul. What an insightful journey into the world of Curtis Mayfield, right? Mm-hmm. From founding Curtom Records to his revolutionary cinematic sound, he constantly pushed that envelope.
And like I said earlier, he was truly a DIY legend and a cultural narrator.
Big and before his time, without a doubt.
Way ahead
in
of his
today's environment, it's so apparent what his legacy has brought.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't just sing about the times, he helped define them, both musically and ethically. His legacy isn't just in the incredible songs he wrote, but in the path that he cleared for artists to own their own art and speak their truth without compromise.
Not to diminish those songs, right?
Right.
But not only were the songs amazing, but his reality in making other artists and helping other artists, that was even bigger, right? It's a timeless lesson from a timeless artist. So listen, thank you so much for tuning into this exploration of Curtis Mayfield's enduring impact. It has been a privilege.
We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Join us next time on Max and Mello's Architects of Soul for another deep dive into the legends who shaped the sound of our lives. Next week is Sam Cooke.
You sing me, I can't sing.
Okay,
You're the singer.
Let's Sam. Let's let Sam.
No, let's let Sam hang on. I'm not gonna do that again. In fact, it's not even going to make the show. So, a wonderful choice, Mello. A sweet song of soul that man was.
Yeah, yes, Max, he truly was. And so until then, keep that soul in your heart and the music playing. Most importantly, remember...
Keep that soul fire burning. Protect your sound. Nurture your creativity. Own your voice. And remember the lessons from the giants who came before. And yes, protect your masters and seek out wise mentors who can guide you on your journey. And until next we meet, peace and soul, y'all.